Hey crew, welcome to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi, your local lightworker, and today I thought I would do a reading in which we are going to have a fun look at the intimate details of your life after marriage. So those of you who are interested in manifesting a marriage, a partnership that is committed, long-term and stable, and would also like to hear about some of the hanky-panky details, well, this reading is for you. This can also help you manifest the relationship that maybe you have been feeling a little bit uninspired to think of or to creatively visualize lately. I do hope that you will take whatever you hear in this reading and you apply it to your specific life circumstances. Keep in mind, I am just the guide, and I really thank you for being here and for paying attention to my readings, for your likes, comments, subscribes, thumbs up, just for being overall awesome human beings. I'm not going to keep this introduction too long. I think you guys already know the drill. You have everything you need to know about how to get in touch with me outside of YouTube and the free readings that I'm doing here in the links down below. You can become a Patreon. You can actually become a member of this channel. You may support me by watching my short and super fun pick-a-card readings on TikTok or on Instagram. Go ahead and subscribe to my blog as well. I publish a lot of astrological analysis of famous celebrities and their charts. And I have a lot of resources for you. Some are free, some are behind a paywall, but however you choose to support me, I am deeply grateful to you, and just being here, just being part of my soul family is more than enough and more than I could wish for. All this being said, I had to get the gratitude out of the way. Here are the options. So I thought of giving you a choice of 3 bright liners. I have here for group 1 the red bright liner. For group 2, I have the yellow bright liner, and for group 3, I have this lilac purple, which actually matches the color of my nail polish today. I'm just noticing this. So please go by the color. You may go by the number, the placement, the position. Usually the first thing that you're thinking of, the first kind of color or object that your eyes fall upon, that tends to hold a lot more meaning for you. So it's good not to second guess yourself. It's good not to spend too long thinking about which one should I pick. My options are also trying to escape the boundaries. They're a little bit messy, but that's okay. We love creative messes, don't we? All of the tarot and oracle cards that I am using in this reading today are linked in the description box below. I hope you have made a choice, and if you have, well, let's get to it. Let's find out the exciting details of your intimate life after marriage. Hey group 1, welcome to a pick-a-card reading on the topic of the details of your intimate life after marriage. So this is for those of you who are drawn to this red bright liner. Let's find out what cards you got. So we have here the card of experience. We have Nasturtium, victory and conquest. He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still. A quote by Lao Tzu. And then we have the egg moon, trust. We have the cucumber, emotion, and the sun sign of Cancer. And now your tarot cards are the Fool. I'm just dropping things. It could be something that could drop upon you. It could be quite a spontaneous electric energy. Let's see. We have the Judgment. We also have, the Death card. And we have the Star. You got only major arcanas. Wow, okay. Yeah, this is going to be something that really packs a punch from an energetic point of view. I feel like you are definitely going to marry your soulmate, your twin flame, somebody that you have a lot of karmic, cosmic energy with. This is a person that in another lifetime might have been your parent. You could have had this parent-child dynamic. You experienced an unconditional form of love and support, and now you've reincarnated in order to get married and to experience a romantic form of love, an erotic type of love. So I see here that you will both protect one another. There's going to be this energy of, I'm holding you, I'm taking care of you, you can rely on me. Oftentimes I feel like you will also have certain arguments related to, don't tell me what to do, you're not my mom and dad, or why are you treating me like a baby, I'm not a child. So there could be the downside of this kind of energy is that sometimes you can get on each other's nerves if one of you is acting too much in the role of a parent and the other one is acting too much like the baby. But I see here strong Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter connections in your synastry chart. So I see here individuals that are karmically destined to come together and to fulfill a marriage, a romance, and a happy life together. You will be tested by a number of things in your situation. I do feel the need to say that, but I feel like because you are so united in your goals, you will go through these moments when any challenge will help you reinvent the connection. We have here Scorpio energy, and it's doubled, it's backed up by Pluto, the Judgment card. So it's kind of like your connection will go through a number of transformations. The layers of what you think that your connection is are going to be peeled back in order for you guys to kind of get deeper into the core of how much you trust one another and how authentic you want your love to be. So if you are going through a period where you may be maybe suspecting your spouse of cheating on you, I don't think that they will, but you will go through these doubts and through this paranoia that could also become quite obsessive. Yeah, with Scorpio energy here, this talks about dark feelings like envy, rage, jealousy. But at the same time, I feel like if you go through these periods, you will also go through a moment of an emotional outburst that is going to make your connection stronger. You are going to see that whatever fears you had in your mind, once you kind of confess them to your spouse, to your partner will have a beautiful way of honestly and clearly explaining to you that I don't know where these thoughts come from, and they will have a lot of facts and a lot of actions to back up whatever they say to you, and you're going to trust them even deeper, and there will be this emotional healing that happens between the two of you. I feel like in the bedroom as well, your intimacy is going to be off the charts. You're going to give each other hope. You're also going to be quite kinky. I feel it's going to be quite experimental. I feel like you guys will have props in your bedroom, You might visit an adult store and buy some adult toys to play with. There's going to be this dynamic of control and releasing control. So there might be some bonding, some bondage, some tying up, some ties. Oh God, yeah. It's so difficult, I have to say, guys, ever since these restrictions appeared on YouTube, it's so difficult to do these types of readings. But I'll continue, okay? I'll do my best. It feels like children are watching me or something. I don't know. It always feels a little bit strange to talk about this, but it has taken the fun completely out of the way I was doing these types of readings. But hey, these continue to be my most popular, so here you go. Here we are. Sorry, I felt the need to include this rant because sometimes it's important to talk about something in order to take it off your shoulder and move forward. If you keep repressing it, that just shows up in a weird way to the public. And I feel that this is going to be your dynamic as well with your spouse. You are going to go through these moments when you will repress certain things and then poof, they're going to make themselves known. You will maybe go through periods when you will not talk so much to one another. I think because both of you are going to be quite busy with work. Both of you have the potential to have quite public jobs, occupations that put you in the limelight, and that take up a lot of your time. You both could work in areas where you need to experiment a lot and you need to take chances or spend prolonged hours at work trying to try out different things and see what the outcome may be. And I feel that this is going to create these kind of moments where you feel like you haven't been talking to your spouse for months, and then all of a sudden, all the feelings blurt out. But that's a good moment for you. It's actually going to help transform your relationship to something even deeper, even more fresh than it was before. I also see here, a lot of passion, a lot of arousal, especially from the male counterpart. Okay, so whoever identifies as the masculine energy, this person is going to be on most of the time, if you know what I mean. There's going to be this beautiful blending of emotions with the physical aspect as well. And I definitely feel that you are destined to become parents. You are destined to have children, at least one, if not more, yeah? And you're going to be quite protective. I'm also hearing that you're not going to have the traditional division of gender roles. So it's not like, if you have a child, the woman is going to stay at home and take care of it, and the man is going to go to work. I feel like you're both going to have quite high profile jobs, and they're not going to be able to kind of take you out of this role. So I feel like if you are, whoever identifies with the feminine energy is not going to be like, yeah, sure, I'm going to give up my high profile job just to stay at home and take care of the children. I feel like you both are going to employ people to help you in the raising of your children. I also feel that you will have a group of people like your social professional crew who are going to help you out. I feel that if you're not living this kind of life at the moment, you will once you meet your spouse. I feel like your spouse is going to help you transform your life in a very, very deep way. So not only physically and intimately through the way in which they make love to you, through the way in which they talk to you, but I feel like your spouse is going to expand your social network and is going to give you the confidence to actually take a really big leap of faith in your career and finally do something that you love. And then the children are going to come, and you guys are going to do a lot of things to try to protect them, to give them the best kind of food, the best kind of medical care, the best education. But the only problem could be that you may not give them so much attention and physical time because you both are going to be so overwhelmed with taking care of your professional lives. And I feel like you guys are destined to do something really important. So you're going to have to rely on the support of your relatives, your kin network, or the help that you employ to help you raise children, basically. So I feel very strongly that, look at these energies, Jesus. Your connection is going to be one in which you are going to be quite happy to jump on adventures with your partner as well. I feel like after the wedding, you are going to travel someplace exotic, someplace in which you've never been to. Whatever means as exotic to you from the place in the world where you live, that's exactly where you're going to grow. Because maybe, for example, maybe you are watching this and you live in Dubai, and Dubai is not exotic for you, but maybe the North Pole is exotic, or Greenland or Iceland. So that's going to be the place where you take your spouse after the wedding, or vice versa. Maybe you're watching this from somewhere in the UK and you're thinking that visiting the Middle East is exotic. So maybe we're going to go there on our honeymoon. I feel like you're going to have a really fascinating, intense, culturally expanding kind of trip. The honeymoon is going to be quite powerful, and I feel like you're going to meet a lot of people that will open up opportunities for you during that honeymoon period. I also feel that you guys are going to be quite good at acquiring awards. So either you or your spouse are going to be awarded for your work, for your effort, and you're going to take your spouse to many different galas and premieres and maybe dinners, like fancy dinners where people hold speeches. And I think it will be important how you look. You're going to take care to style each other. You're going to give indications to one another about what kind of dress you should wear, or maybe you guys are going to also invest a lot of time and energy into cosmetics, into going to a really nice gym, or into getting massages, or into getting cosmetic treatments, so that you guys always look your best and feel your best, because of the fact that you'll have this public relationship and this public exposure. So I feel that, you guys, I'm kind of feeling like this really vast sense of expansion. I see here Aquarius energy and Scorpio. So it may be that some of you are going to be this power pairing of a fixed air sign and a fixed water sign. And if not, this could be any of the other fixed signs in zodiac. So for example, Leo or Taurus are possible here. I see here somebody that, one of you at least is going to be this powerhouse, with so much. This is Pluto in Scorpio, so maybe this is a pairing between two so-called millennials, although I don't really like that tag because it's so vague. It's basically the Pluto and Scorpio generation born in between the years of 1983 and 1995. And I see here that you will have a baby that could have Pluto in Aquarius. Yeah, I mean, unless you get pregnant in the next, but not even if you get pregnant right now, you are still going to need 9 months to get to deliver the baby, to create the baby and then deliver it, and it will be Pluto in Aquarius era. So yeah, if you guys were thinking about creating a Pluto and Capricorn baby, that's no longer possible. Never in our lifetime, okay? Unless you adopt a Pluto and Capricorn baby, and God knows there are a lot of orphans in this world, so that would be something amazing if you were to do that. So I see very clearly that you're going to protect one another. Protection and learning from each other is going to be the most important aspect. It's a very strong Saturn energy, like I protect you, I hold you. But I may also criticize you and place a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders, yeah? So you both are going to be quite careful about how you come across into the eyes of your partner. Like there will be this sense of, am I doing things right? Is it okay? Am I living up to the standard? You know, you're both going to try to improve things as a consequence of this kind of like vigilance that you both will have in the connection. So it's kind of like you're going to want to serve each other, and you're going to want to do your best to please your partner, but at the same time, you may take it quite personally and quite harshly if your partner criticizes something about you. In time, I feel that as you guys grow into the experience, and after you go through a couple of transformatory moments, I feel like you're going to take this criticism in a much more constructive, pragmatic way and be like, okay, sure, I'm gonna see what I can do about that. And in time, you're also going to see how your partner is really like your best coach, you know, and you're going to have the same role for your partner. It's like whatever your partner says, they do so because they care about you, and they are genuinely honest, because they wouldn't be able to be so honest with another person, another stranger, another person off the streets. So I feel that you guys are going to grow a lot on an emotional level. You're going to develop emotional maturity in this situation, and there will be a lot of emotion, there will be a lot of trust, even if there will be some degree of judgment. Yeah, you both may judge one another. For example, if one of you takes up a really nasty toxic habit like overeating, over drinking, smoking, I feel like the other one is going to just constantly shame you for that, you know. And in a way, if you think about it, that's a good thing. Yeah, so that's a good thing, because your spouse is going to want you to take care of your health. They're going to want you to keep improving, to keep being your best, to not be slacking. So yeah, this is, I think, a connection in which those of you who are type A personalities, you're going to thrive. Everyone else might have a couple of hiccups, might have a couple of challenges. I do feel that the connection may have long-term potential, but eventually it's going to be up to the decisions that both of you are going to make regarding your career, because I feel the main issue here is going to be the fact that you both are going to have such high-profile jobs, and you both are somehow admired by a group, a collective, a public. And that's going to be the big issue, competing with one another and being like not giving each other enough face time, enough touching sensuality. That's going to be the big problem. But overall, I feel like people are going to look at your connection and think like, wow, how do they do it? They have everything. This is phenomenal, you know? And they're also going to envy the way that you both look, because I feel like you're both going to be super attractive people. I mean, look at these stars, the Fool and the Star. You see, they have a coat of stars. You see, she has this beautiful golden kind of tiara, and we also have the laurels here on the forehead. So yeah, this is all about riding the white horse. So victory, conquest, you both are winners. Yeah, you're very harsh on yourself, but this is why you achieve a lot of things much quicker and in a more I think with a more increased or higher outcome, I would say. With more impact. Impact was the word I was looking for. Thank you. So with more impact than other people. Wow, I felt like this reading just like machine gunned out of me. This is what I have for you. I hope you have enjoyed it. I'm sending you lots of love, and I cannot wait to see my next one. Ciao. Hey Group 2, welcome to a reading on the topic of the intimate details of your life after marriage. So this is for those of you who are drawn to the yellow bright liner. Let's see what cards you've got. So we have the Dream, New Start and Wisdom, the white rose, Boundaries, Memory or Rosemary, and we also have here Leo energy. And your tarot cards are the Tower, Mars energy, the Knight of Cups, water sign energy, the Ace of Cups, and the King of Cups. So right off the bat I can see that this may be a connection between two people of the same gender. So somebody that shares similar gender identification and gender identity. I feel that there is going to be an age discrepancy between you two. One of you is going to be much younger than the other one. And I also feel like you guys may both be water signs, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. There's going to be some sort of instant attraction between the two of you, but you may also have phenomenal arguments that could get quite emotional because we have Mars and we have so much Cups energy around it. So maybe one of you will have Mars in Cancer, the other one Mars in Scorpio, and as lovingly as you guys are going to feel when you come together, as much as you guys work towards the same values and the same things that you want to attain in life, in the same way you're going to be quite moody and crabby and suspicious of each other and do things in secret. So you're going to have to be very careful about injecting from time to time some reason, some logic, and the light of objectivity in your connection, because you will tend to just run with your feelings in this beautiful relationship. I mean, in a way this is good because you're going to wear your heart on your sleeve, you know, and you're going to be very stimulated and motivated by your partner's emotions. So for example, if you see that your partner is crying, right, you're going to want to go and hug them and comfort them and put a blanket over them and maybe make something nice for them to eat so that they don't feel so emptied out on the inside. While on the other hand, I feel like if you suspect your partner of cheating on you, if you get into your feelings and you become irrationally jealous, then it could lead towards more dire consequences. So there's going to have to be this balancing game that you guys will need to play. I feel that the connection will be very, very powered up behind closed doors. I feel like you guys may lock your bedroom door in order to kind of separate, create a very strong boundary between what goes on between the two of you and what maybe the children in the household are able to see, or any other relatives that might just bump in or come and visit you. I feel that, yeah, you guys are going to be very protective as well. You're going to separate very clearly your public life from your private life. And I feel like you're very different from Group 1. You both are going to have occupations that are just like, I just want to earn an income, you know? I don't think it's going to be about, wow, my life is my work and I really need to do work that has a purpose. No, it's a case of, I'm not live, how was that expression? I work to live, I don't live to work. Yeah, it took me a while, I messed that up. So I feel like you guys from time to time, there may be these misunderstandings, like when you try to talk to each other at a purely communicative verbal level or online on apps. I feel like you could easily misunderstand one another, but when you are physically close to each other, you can just understand what the other person is feeling and thinking just by looking at them. So there's going to be this non-verbal way in which you both will prefer to communicate. I feel like music, films, any kind of cultural expressions, artistic forms in which you can express yourself are going to be your fun time, your hobbies. You're going to have a lot of things in common from that point of view. It could be that even your marriage is going to borrow themes from your favorite books and your favorite movies, and you'll play your favorite songs. And yeah, it's just going to be something in which you guys are really going to strongly come together. I feel that you're going to be very protective, parents. So group 1 had this sense of protection towards each other, but I feel like you guys are going to have this towards your family. I feel like you definitely are those kind of parents that are going to put cameras everywhere just to make sure that you know where everybody is located and that there are no trespassers coming into your house as well. I also see that this person is going to give you, the viewer, I'm picking up, or you're going to give your person a new start in life. So one of you may have already been married or have already tried to start a family, but it didn't work out, and then they meet you and then boom, they get a second chance. Or it could be the opposite, right? So you may have been married and then your person appears and boom, second chance. Just keep in mind that there will be this age difference, so one of you may have more experience in love than the other one, and may have had more time to get married and start a family, while the other one is just starting out. So there is a true feeling here that both of you are going to embody kind of like more masculine energies. You're going to want to take the lead, you're going to want to protect one another, and the difficulty here is going to be to just feel comfortable with being vulnerable with your emotions, because there will be so much emotion in this connection. You're definitely going to marry a person that will love you 100%, that this is true love. There's not going to be any doubt about whether feelings are there, whether you're strongly connected to each other. But I feel like from time to time there's going to be this emerging out of your nest. That's going to be the big problem. And also it could be that from time to time you guys may have these paranoid thoughts related to the protection of your children and where you live in a specific neighborhood, but also to whether your partner is being honest and true to you, whether they're, you know, having secret relations to somebody else. So those are going to be the challenges in this connection. But overall, I see that you guys are dreamers. You have such pure intentions. You're kind-hearted people. I remember that my grandma used to say that if you marry a person that's as kind as you, you're going to be taken advantage of by everyone. But at the same time, you know, you wouldn't want anyone else. Like, you do want to marry a kind person. That would be the best kind of outcome, right? So I see that this is the case here. You guys are going to be so kind and so giving that people are going to maybe often try to take advantage of you, you know, try to overcharge you or try to just take things from you. And I feel like it's important to establish those boundaries. It's important to learn to say no from time to time. Yeah, group 3, I'm really sorry, but we got interrupted. Like, I received the phone call and then my nose started like really I had so much water flowing from it. So there could be that from time to time these moments in which you guys will get really emotional are going to put certain blocks, and they may also attract towards you some negative energies from other people. So you're going to have to learn some spiritual ways in which you can protect yourselves. Make sure that you wear amulets, make sure that you learn how to use crystals and essential oils in daily routines, so that you are going to have this constantly cleansed aura just to protect you from other people who may send you the evil eye, or who may try to use spells against you and block the development of this connection. I feel that many people are going to be envious regarding the true love that you will both very obviously show one another, and also your kind heart. Your purity is going to be something that a lot of toxic people are going to have a bone to pick with, because, you know, there are some people in this world that have been traumatized, and if they have been traumatized, they feel the need, and they are unhealed, they feel the need to traumatize other people who seem to be happy and content with their lives. So I feel that it's going to be super important to create this dome of protection around you and your spouse. And I feel that at least in the beginning stages of your connection, you guys are going to have a very passionate, almost kind of like intimately osmotic relationship, where you feel like you're going to blend with the identity of your partner. So keeping boundaries in place is also going to be important to differentiate between where do I end and you begin, just like in the Radiohead song, if you guys know about it. Yeah, I'm going to end your reading here because it was a little bit like up and down with some interruptions in place. I do apologize for that. I have to stay true to the energy I'm picking up on. It could be that your connection after marriage could go through a couple of ups and downs. You may need to weather some storms, but I see here that through your love, through your very similar personalities, you guys are going to be able to come up to the shore unbothered, and you're going to be protected. You're going to show continuously a type of love that can be quite forgiving towards one another. So yeah, no matter how many times you guys may be separated, or you may want to separate from this person, I feel like eventually at the end of the day you'll still want to come home to them. Okay, group 2, yeah, I would recommend doing some cleansing as well. Maybe there is some energy that you're bringing into this connection. I'm going to burn some white sage right now and move on to group number 3. Thank you so much for listening, and until next time, ciao. Hey group 3, welcome to a pick-a-card reading on the topic of the details of your intimate life after marriage. So I'm kind of burning some sage because group 2 had a number of interruptions and some pretty weird kind of emotional and sweet, but at the same time a little bit chaotic kind of energy. So I'm trying to differentiate between their energy and your energy. So this is for those of you who are drawn to the lavender, the lilac lavender bright liner. Okay, so let's see your cards. We have here the puppet. We have the positivity card, marigold, and Leo. We also have here the morning glory card, affection and determination. The morning glory, which blooms for a day, differs not at heart from the giant pine that lives for 1,000 years. Alan Watts. Okay, we have here resilience, waxing gibbous. And your tarot cards are the 8 of Swords. I love this card. Look, she's just holding this chicken and she has this eye patch. She looks like a rough farm pirate. We also have here the 8 of Cups, the mermaid. We have the World and the 3 of Wands. I feel like you're going to marry a person that you previously will have put a lot of effort into conquering. I feel that before the marriage, you guys are going to have a relationship that is going to go through a lot of challenges. And the marriage is going to be the culmination of all that effort. Some of you may have Saturn in the 7th house or Venus conjunct Saturn. So you meet this person when you're quite young, or this person appears in a stage of your life where you're still developing. And from the beginnings, there may be a problem with you being able to love this person, to see them, to date them. There may be a concern from your parents that maybe you're too young, or maybe you need to study first and then get married. There could be some issues related to your socioeconomic class, your culture, your ethnicity, racial background. All of these things could factor into the delays that you will experience in the connection with your spouse. But eventually you're going to get there, and it will feel like almost like a magic spell. The fact that you guys actually managed, after all this hardship, after all these responsibilities and moments of deep effort, you're going to look at your partner and see, wow, I can't believe that we were able to do this, right? And it's going to feel like, like a magic spell, like a magic ritual. We see here the puppet that is usually used in voodoo rituals to try to influence the fate of the person involved. I feel like both of you from the beginning, especially your partner, is going to have a very strong psychic influence on you. So even though you may go through parts in your relationship prior to marriage where this person may have to be separated from you physically, you're going to affect each other on a deep psychic telepathic level. Yeah, you could actually need to get in touch with your more spiritual side in order to manifest this marriage to this individual. But you're not here to find out what happens before. You're here to find out what happens after the marriage. And I feel that your connection is going to be a really happy one. You will experience a lot of affection, and you will continue to be heavily invested in persevering. So this energy of, I am determined to be with you, I will go to great lengths to marry you and only you. This energy is going to continue even after marriage. So even if you guys may need to relocate due to your partner's work, or even if you will have children and you will find that you have less time to focus on your partner, you have to focus on your parental responsibilities. Or even if, for example, your relationship might be turned upside down because of a conflict of a social situation. Maybe your country will go through a war or an uprising, God forbid, but this may happen. I feel like you guys are just going to be incredibly determined. It's like, we made a vow, we're going to stick to it, we are not going to separate at the slightest hint of an argument, you know? And this is going to make you fall deeper and deeper in love with your partner, the sense of growing familiarity between the two of you, and the sense of pride that, you know, we managed to overcome so many hardships. So that's the Leo energy here, the sense of, haha, we did it. Take that, naysayers, you know. So you are also going to really enjoy showing off your spouse in public. Your spouse is also going to boost up your confidence and your creativity. I feel that for some of you, this confidence is going to come with you switching from the role of a single person to a married person, but also to the role of a parent. Some of you really want to become mothers or fathers, and the fact that you're going to be able to do it with your spouse, it's going to kind of like really boost up your ego. You're going to walk very proudly, and you're also going to pat yourself on your back, because I feel that not many people hold out hope that you will find a person and that you will hunker down to the responsibility of getting married and becoming a parent. So there will be a lot of joy, a lot of affection, and a lot of determination. So even if your connection will be marred by social changes, relocations, illnesses, you guys are going to be determined to stick it through, and I feel that this is what's going to make it into a long-term connection. There are some points of contention here. I feel like you guys are going to acquire a lot of wealth together. I don't feel like your connection is going to be a public one, much like it happened with group 1, but you are going to steadily work towards your professional goals, and you will acquire a really nice nest egg. But the problem is, I feel that there will be some arguments with relatives, with swindlers, with people who may want to kind of get a cut or a share from your profits without having worked for them. I also feel that your connection could also lead some people to blackmail you, so be very careful whom you talk to after you get married, especially as your wealth increases. You're going to have to be a bit more discerning with the people that you share a lot of things with, and in some cases you may even need to keep some secrets away from your relatives, especially secrets related to your finances. You're going to have to draw some very strong financial boundaries, because I see that there will be people who will try to swindle you. There will be a loss in the family that will happen right after you guys get married, and I feel that right about the time when you'll have a baby, somebody in your family is going to depart. It's going to be quite painful. I'm letting you know beforehand, because I see the 8 of Cups here right next to the 8 of Swords. Your relatives may not tell you that another person in your family has suddenly died. They may want to protect you from finding out such bad news. Because of the fact that either you will be pregnant or you will be expecting your child, or because they see that you're happy and they don't want to kind of like burden you with the news. Eventually you are going to have to find out. I feel like this is going to be a close family member, so it may be a mother, a father, a beloved grandmother, a beloved grandfather, an aunt, an uncle that you have grown up really attached to, and it's going to actually put you into a period of mourning. You may even have arguments with your spouse because of that, but eventually I see that you guys are going to find a solution to this situation. Maybe I feel like you may work with a therapist, or I feel like your spouse is going to design a daily routine for you to stick to, so that you are not overwhelmed by grief. Eventually, I feel that in time, slowly, beautifully, step by step, you guys are going to create a very strong, long-lasting connection, because the world upright here is the world of Saturn. It's the world of we get whatever we put effort into, and this effort needs to be consistent and daily. So you may feel that, oh God, I feel like I have so many responsibilities. How am I going to overcome this challenge? but just waking up, being present, and building this connection brick by brick, making decisions that are for the two of you, that are about love, that are about making this connection even more solid. In time, you will see the accumulation of these beautiful decisions, and you're going to feel super content with all of the decisions you have made. I feel like this is going to be a connection that, especially in the latter portion of your life, around the retirement age, you are going to enjoy super much. So first of all, you're going to be quite surprised that you lasted this long, because anything from the beginning of your connection was pointing towards the fact that you guys may never be together. But it's like you're going to prove everyone wrong, and it's like you're going to fight against seen and unseen enemies and forces that apparently just want to block you from living out this love. But the more determined you are, the more optimistic you are, the more you make choices for the both of you, the better this connection is going to be, and the more it's going to grow. So yeah, you guys are going to go through a pretty tumultuous connection, but I don't feel like it's going to be as tumultuous as group one. Group one will have all of these external influences. But for you, group two, I feel like this is more about determination, sticking through cycles, being there for one another year after year, even if some of you are going to have better years than others, right? Because, in a couple, we could, depending on our astrological influences, we could go through a year in which we are not doing so well on a specific level, and our spouse is doing really well exactly on that thing that we're struggling with. So one year we may lose a lot of money and our spouse could earn a lot, or one year our spouse could be sick and we may be in really good health. So there's going to be these dissonances, these problem areas, but I feel like you guys are going to complement each other very well. You're going to decide to not just ignore the partner or unconsciously compete with them and bring a lot of resentment in the connection, but you're both going to decide to be each other's best friend, your best mate. And I feel that you guys are going to have a very nice schedule of working and going on holidays, and these trips, these holiday moments, are going to solidify your connection. I feel that I've read somewhere that actually people who go on holiday quite regularly end up staying longer in their marriages, because they have that moment when, if you're in a connection and you don't take any time off, you don't take any holiday time, then a lot of other things in your life end up suffering. Like a lot of people, for example, acknowledge the fact that they tend to make more love when they are on holiday, so they renew that physical intimacy that they may have lost when they were stressed out and taking care of the kids and burdened with responsibility that took away from their sensual side. So it's going to be important for both of you to have like our traditional yearly holiday, or it's summertime for a month, we're gonna go on a retreat, or we are going to take a sabbatical, or whatever arrangement you guys find, that's going to be very benefic for you. I feel like you're this couple that will understand that we need to work hard but also play hard. I feel like this is it. This is the natural ending to your reading. I don't feel that there are any more messages coming through. In terms of astrological signs, Capricorn, Leo are very strong energies here. I'm also seeing Pisces, and I'm seeing Gemini or Libra. So I hope that this helps. Thank you so much for listening, and until next time, take wonderful care of your beautiful heart.